in the studio, she coming out her pain. Every time she hear my song like the thong song, baby ripping my shit, I'm put my hood on. She a mind strong, loud in my fucking cologne. But I love Kurt, die for my turf. We on the stop sign, right about in the alley. She got a whole girl, she gon' ride my Sally. Shit, and we gon' stay fresh. And we gon' get it out, even though it might be not the best. Shit, but not a second best. We stand up on competition. Fucking cross them real V's and G's, then you come on missing. Shit, it's my decision. Gotta keep my stress off in the trap house. Shit, cause I'm on paper now. And I know they ready to take me out, but I don't give a fuck. I'm going hard like Jesse James out in the game. Shit, fuck a nigga, I ride a bitch for a damn thing and then come up. Shit, get good, and then we get it out. Shit, I'm trying to ball hard and sell everything out. Shit, I said retail, shit like I'm exhale, inhale, exhale, now I'm high fuck, we making bail. Like a fucking male, I'm trying to make moves. I try to hustle hard just to get some shoes. And the fucking check, I tell them bitch, hold on, cause we ain't done yet. This shit ain't done yet, shit. Who's up next? With the contest. Get niggas through their best. Okay. Okay. Fuck your nigga with dreadlock. Yeah. Come through with a ball, hey, fucking you. Okay. Too clean out there with it. Cause the clean ain't really got nothing on me. Okay. I'm so and I'm too street. Like, I've been on this shit too many years. And I've been in the business too many feet. Had niggas fucking this shit with their bitch. Okay. We'll ride in, we'll put them in the trunk and ride around with the speaker with the bump. Nigga took a shit with the pump on his head. I don't give no fuck. Give no fuck. I like that twist, man. I like that twist. Give no fuck, right? I like this shit. We'll tie a nigga up by his shoestring and do him like the old South and let his ass hang on the motherfucking tree. Should've never crossed the G. See all about their life, cause I practice what I'm preaching. In the studio kicking out rhyme just to kill the time. And told a bitch I ain't worried, get that drama off my mind. I'd rather roll up with my niggas, kick into this flow. Give me a bad ass hoe. Tell her suck my dick and choose just like promote. That's the being in my nigga. I'm getting money with whiskey, smoking on that president and shit. I know they hear me. These hating niggas, they really mad cause they got static. But I splurged on them bitches. Polo is a bad habit. Shit, can't stand it. Shit, why they hating? Shit, get them out the scene. Real nigga replace them. Shit, we go hard. Harder than you ever thought. Shit, we make moves, bitch. That's why they call us boss. I don't know why they hate it. They hold the lines up and they wait. And okay. People fucking on the run, my nigga. Fuck this ain't got no face. Okay. Time to fuck this line. Okay. My nigga all about the same. Nigga, fuck me, nigga, see my little bro. Get no fuck, pop out with the mic. Okay. I screw the mics. Fuck the niggas already know that. If it's so rough, well, fuck that. Tell that nigga that this like code that. Okay. I'm twisted, absurd, and I'm getting it. Okay. Police on me last night, threw out my fucking lifter. I was fucking mad, fucking my bitch, you see what you say. And I was gone and see what we gone. In that car, and then we was on. Okay. In the tree, and then I knew. Support this shit, nigga, but I do something, nigga. I like that pick up. And also, we're here, y'all need to pick. And also, I don't know how I'm jumping it. These niggas try to see nigga, take it, turn, I'm bumping it. Nigga, what's work? I'm fucking nigga, nigga, butter work. Okay. They fucking make butter work on that motherfucking ass. Police really can't stop my soul. Even though they pour it out, we heading back to the stove. And come up on some more smoke. Get good drink with a bad ass bitch. Just sipping on my thing. That's that white boy beat.